This vicious dog was locked up in the prison, wearing a muzzle and standing motionless. No one dared approach it. As a veteran, I wanted to try taming it. The moment I stepped into the cage, the dog rose alertly, poised to attack at any second. I slowly crouched down and cautiously stroked its fur. Seeing no reaction, I breathed a sigh of relief until the very next second. Though muzzled, the dog still sent shivers down my spine. In truth, it was a highly decorated military service dog. Its former owner had recently died in an accident. The dog had become extremely aggressive. To prevent it from harming others, the military decided to first send the dog to its owner's funeral before euthanizing it. This difficult task fell to me. If I could complete it successfully, I would receive a well-paying job. So I quickly gathered my things and immediately led the dog out of the military camp. On the road, the dog grew restless again. Seeing its state, I tried reasoning with it, hoping to calm it down, but the dog wouldn't listen. It clawed frantically at the cage. Watching it grow increasingly aggressive, I had no choice but to pull over. When I approached the dog, it had surprisingly calmed down. Risking a bite, I removed its muzzle. But just as I intended to take it out for a walk, the dog erupted into uncontrollable barking, forcing me to hastily close the cage again. At the service area, I chose to get out alone, leaving the dog in the car. Yet while I was gone, it swiftly tore the cage apart. Returning, I was stunned by the scene. The agitated dog was furiously shredding the seats. Enraged, I stuffed a sedative into a piece of ham and tossed it inside. After eating it, the dog quickly fell asleep. Now I could finally relax and drive with peace of mind. Soon we arrived at a small town where we parked for the night. Worried the dog might be hungry, I brought out some food and placed it before him. Still under the sedative's effects, the dog couldn't stand and could only eat while lying down. I felt a pang of guilt. I scooped up a handful of kibble and offered it to the dog, but it seemed to have lost trust in me and refused to eat what I fed it. I had no choice but to give up. The next morning, I woke up thirsty, but forgot the dog was still in the car. Just as I opened the bottle cap, though furious, I had a mission to complete and had to continue the journey with the dog to build rapport. I kept telling it stories and even offered treats, but the dog showed no appreciation and grew restless again. Pacing back and forth, it suddenly seemed to spot something. With a powerful tug, it broke free from the leash and thrust its body out the window. I slammed on the brakes the moment I noticed. After the car stopped, the dog leaped out and dashed into the woods. I jumped out to chase after it, but I couldn't keep up with the well-trained military dog. It drifted up the hillside and vanished in an instant. By the time I caught up, all I found was a blood-stained leaf. Now I was truly terrified. If anything happened to the dog, I'd never be able to explain it to my superiors. Just then, a house nearby caught my attention. I cautiously slipped inside, only to be ambushed. A sudden, excruciating pain overwhelmed me, and I collapsed unconscious.